Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we have a caramel bread pudding. So for this recipe, this delicious recipe, we need some sugar in a pan, and just make sure that there's no lumps of sugar. Just make sure that it's all smooth and it's golden brown. After browning your sugar in a pan, we're gonna put that in our baking pan and try to cover the whole baking pan with the sugar before it dries up. Once that is done, we're gonna set it aside. We're gonna take 6 bread slices, cut up the sides of the bread, and cut the bread into small little pieces. Those pieces we're gonna throw into our food processor, guys, and try to make them fine as they can to resemble breadcrumbs. Okay, so that's what we need. That's the look that we're going for. And as you can see, I'm throwing them into our food processor there. Now this is the consistency that we're looking for from the bread. We're gonna set that aside as well, and then we're gonna take a little bowl, put in 4 tablespoons of custard powder. We're gonna mix this custard powder with some water, half a cup to be exact. Once that is mixed properly without any lumps in it, we'll go and put that aside and start with one of the final parts of the recipe. We'll take 1.5 cup of milk, put that in the pot, and half a cup of sugar. Mix that, make sure that is warm. Once that gets warm, we'll put in our custard mixture and keep stirring. Stir until everything turns thick. Okay, with this we're looking for a thick consistency, so just keep it in the pot. Make sure that it turns warm, it turns thick. As it's turning thick, as you can see here, now we're gonna add in our breadcrumbs into the pot to make our bread pudding. But make sure that you put in small amounts of bread, bit by bit as you go, so that you don't over fill the pot and it gets too lumpy and too thick and too stiff. So just put in little bits, mix it up, make sure that it gets mixed up, a little smooth. It will not get 100% smooth, but it will get a little smooth. So just continue the process of mixing it up, making sure that it gets a little smooth as you go on and on and on. So once that's done, we'll take our pudding and throw it into the baking pan where you had your caramelized sugar in. So we're gonna put that there. We're gonna steam this in a pot. So fill up a pot with hot water and make sure that there's a barrier between the water and the baking pan. And then put the pot in there. Before you put it in there, you have to put a foil on top of your pan. As you can see here, the pot with water. Now that's your pan. Leave that there for 20 to 40 minutes. And then when it comes out like this, just like a cake. But let it sit for a while, and then make sure, guys, that you leave this in the fridge for 2 hours so that it sets. And voila, here's the final recipe, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.